PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG as it's known, has taken the gaming world by storm since its launch earlier this year. With the game soon to be out of early access on PC and hitting the Xbox One shortly, now is as good a time as ever to figure out if it's worth your time and money. As far as games go, PUBG is as simple a concept as it gets. Up to 100 players are parachuted from a plane onto a large map and start off with no gear aside from cosmetic clothing options that don't impact gameplay. On landing, you'll have to scavenge for guns, grenades, items and armor which are distributed at random, killing players as you come across them. Sounds easy enough? Every few minutes the game map shrinks, forcing you to relocate to a new area, damaging you until you do. Failing to enter a new safe zone results in death. If you're the last player standing, you're greeted with the phrase "winner winner chicken dinner." You get in-game currency at the end of each round that you can use towards purchasing cosmetic gear to kit out your character. On paper, PUBG sounds fantastic. The execution though leaves a lot to be desired. For one, the frame rate is erratic. Even at medium settings on an i5 with 16 gigs of RAM and a GeForce GTX 1070, we could barely hit 45 frames per second at 1080p. This would not be a problem if it was a constant 45 frames, but frequent dips and stuttering made for an experience that was far from enjoyable. More so when other intensive games scale a whole lot better. What's more is, we encountered situations where the game would push us back to the desktop with no reason whatsoever. Booting it up again would throw us right back into the match we were in. The lack of messaging or information from the game about such an error is disturbing. Coupled with the aforementioned stuttering that impacts traversal and gunplay, and you have a game that at this point should have no business being on PC as a full-fledged release. And there's more. The learning curve is exceptionally steep and PUBG is unwelcoming to newcomers. Reason being, there's no tutorial to ease you in or teach you the game's finer points. All you're greeted with is a screen with a big giant button telling you to play the game. Granted, this might change what with the developers claiming they have something in the works to ease newbies in, but until then, it's as bare bones as it gets in terms of game modes, sporting a single one. Thankfully, more maps are on the way, such as Miramar, a desert-themed locale. Despite our grievances with PUBG, there's some fun to be had. The gunplay is satisfying, and the ever-shrinking map provides an interesting challenge as it results in more frequent chaotic encounters. But between landing a headshot and sprinting to the nearest safe zone are minutes of silence, rummaging through houses and buildings in search of equipment. That is, of course, if you haven't been punched in the head to death by another player.